A defining moment in the history of Birmingham. That's how police have described the murders of two innocent teenage girls in a drive-by shooting. A decade after the deaths of Letisha Shakespeare and Charlene Ellis, their mothers are urging young people to think twice about joining gangs.
The two women have devoted their lives to warning about the dangers of guns and of being sucked into a life of crime. They were talking to our special correspondent, Peter Wilson.
Ambo is about half a minute away now, two ambulances coming.
Chilling police helicopter video. Paramedics arrive to find mayhem. 4 young girls have been shot. Innocents caught by a hail of machine gun fire outside a New Year's party in Aston. 2 teenage friends died. 18-year-old Charlene Ellis and 17-year-old Letisha Shakespeare.
Knowing that someone can be that hyped up, because you have to be hyped up to go out to buy a Mac 10 machine gun and plan to use it on the streets of Birmingham, that's just evil.
Charlene's twin sister Sophie was also shot. Her mother feared that she'd lost them both.
The first week you're thinking that 2 of them are going to die, and you get down there, you find out one's passed and one's fighting. It was hard, it was really hard.
4 girls had gone out to celebrate the new year in 2003. These CCTV pictures taken just an hour before they were killed. The shootings directed the nation's attention onto the spectre of Britain's gangs who were spiralling out of control. Both mothers have since devoted themselves to campaigning against that gun and gang culture.
To speak to young people about their choices and how it can affect them by making the wrong choice in being with the wrong person is overwhelming.
When a forensics hub to analyse guns and bullets was set up in Birmingham, the 2 mothers were guests of honour. The police see the New Year's shootings in 2003 as a pivotal moment.
I think the event has never gone away from the Birmingham memory. I think this is obviously a very key moment to actually stop and remember what happened on that very dark day. But certainly for the police, it is still a very big event.
The family's charity work will continue, and Marcia Shakespeare visits schools. So far, she's spoken to more than 20,000 young people about the impact of violent crime on families and communities. Peter Wilson, BBC Midlands Today, Birmingham.
And Peter's here in the studio now. Peter, 10 years have passed. How significant was this case?
This was hugely significant. It was the biggest murder investigation that the police had carried out since the Birmingham pub bombings. It also became the longest criminal trial in that force's history. But what was really significant was that here you had Charlene Ellis, Letisha Shakespeare, both of them innocent of any gang activity, bystanders, shot by gangsters, and it meant that the politicians, the public bodies, couldn't ignore this problem any longer.
So what was actually done? I mean, have the police defeated gangs in Birmingham and the West Midlands?
Well, the figures are actually appalling. When you look at the year 2000 to 2004, there were 100 gang-related murders in Birmingham alone. Now, that has been cut really to single figures. It's very rare to have a gang-related murder these days. How did they do it? Well, the police were imaginative. They sent 2 guys around the world, to America, New York, Los Angeles, to learn about guns. They also went to Northern Ireland to talk about mediation between different rival groups. And back here in Birmingham, the council and local communities got together in partnership, and we've seen this success story.
But is that success story at risk now, Peter, because of cuts facing the police and councils?
Well, that's the big question, and a lot of people are fearing that those big cuts, especially to the council budgets, will mean that a lot of that community work may finish this April. But Letisha Shakespeare's middle name is precious. The relatives, the families, will not be silent. They will speak out if there's any fear of this gang violence rearing its head again.
OK, Peter Wilson, thank you.
Other news.